Hey Neil, this is Dre Baldwin. Many know me as Dre all day, and I'm sending this video along with a message from my assistant Nico about me appearing on The Entrepreneur Way. Now, my background, Neil, is as a professional athlete. I played basketball overseas 9 years after I walked on at an NCAA Division III school, which is a level that, anybody who knows sports knows that D3 athletes aren't even dreaming about making it pro, let alone do they actually do it. But I was able to make that happen, and at the same time, I started publishing content to this brand new platform called YouTube.com. Now, this is 2005 we're talking here, Neil, so I do literally mean brand new. Now, all my content at this time was basketball related. Most of my audience were basketball players. But after a few years of publishing, these same players started asking me questions about my approach because they just noticed how consistent I was way before this was a cool thing to do. They started saying, Dre, what keeps you coming to the gym every day to work out? Or how do you have the same confidence in a game that you have in practice? Or since you got cut from your high school team 3 years in a row, you walked on at a D3 college, both of those true stories. How did you even get the idea to try to become a pro athlete with that kind of background? Because that seems, honestly, Neil, that's kind of far-fetched, right? Or they would ask me how I got started getting known online, because by this point, I had a little bit of a buzz to my name, and this is the early days of content marketing, influencer marketing, social media. We weren't even using these phrases yet. And I had a head start on everybody because I was already putting these videos on YouTube, again, way before this was a normal thing to do. So I started answering these questions in my content and didn't even know I was doing it at the time, Neil, but I was laying the foundation for a philosophy that I now teach on purpose. It's called Work on Your Game. Work on Your Game has 4 principles. Discipline, show up every day, do the work. Confidence, put yourself out there boldly and authentically. Mental toughness, keep showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to occur. And personal initiative, making things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. So when I started talking about these things, here's what happened. An audience of people who were not athletes started finding my material. And they started saying to me, Dre, look, I'm not trying to learn how to dunk a basketball or do a crossover. I'm not trying to make the NBA. But when you talk about that mental game stuff, that stuff applies to everybody, from the students to the entrepreneurs to the librarians to the maintenance men to the teachers, the same way it applies to the ball players. So this planted a seed in my mind, Neil, for an audience of people I could reach even outside of the realm of sports. So fast forward to today. I stopped playing ball in 2015. I'm a full-time CEO, owner of my company, Work on Your Game Incorporated. And what we do here is really simple. We take the mental tools to get you to the top 1% in the sports world, and we translate how those tools get used in the business world and in everyday life. Now, I've written 27 books. I've done 4 TED Talks, published over 15,000 pieces of content. And I'm not telling you that to impress you, Neil. Actually, maybe a little bit, but seriously, to impress upon you that my game has always been about giving as much game as possible to as many people as possible. I'm reaching out to you because, first of all, your show's coming out every day. I'm an everyday guy. I put my material out every day. That's how I got the kind of numbers that I put up over the years. And when it comes to creating, when it comes to making that success happen, when it comes to becoming an entrepreneur, there's so many different ways of doing it. There's no right or wrong way, I think, generally speaking. And I know that my path is kind of off the beaten path of many of whom you've had on your show already. I think that's all the more reason why your audience will get a ton of value from it. So if you see that synergy and you think the same thing that I'm thinking, I would love for us to connect and make this happen. So I appreciate you taking the time, Neil, and I look forward to connecting. Talk to you soon.